My name is Atisha Bhoir, lecturer from Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. Subject is ICT, Information and Communication Technology. Today we will see chapter 1 of ICT, that is Introduction to Computer System. Now first point is basics of computer system. It includes hardware and software. Now first point is computer hardware is any physical device used in or with your machine. Like we use keyboard, mouse, CPU, printer with our machine. They all are physical devices. That's why they are hardwares. Whereas software is a collection of programming code which is installed on your computer's hard drive. Software is the programming code like operating system. There are different types of operating system like Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows XP. They all are softwares. Like computer game is also software. Hardware is a physical, like we touch a hardware, and software is a virtual. Like we can't touch a software. That's why software is a virtual. For example, the computer monitor you are using to read this text and the mouse you are using to navigate this web page are computer hardware. Like by using monitor, we can read the text. By using mouse, we can navigate the web pages. So they all are hardwares. And the internet browser, allowing you to view this page, and the operating system that the browser is running on are considered as a software. As we discussed earlier, internet browser. There are different types of browsers like Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome. They all are browsers. By using browser, we can search anything on internet. So they are softwares. Operating system is also a software. Last point is a video card is a hardware and a computer game is a software. Now video card is a hardware. We can touch and feel the video card, but we can't feel the computer game, like we can't touch it programming, right? So computer game is the software. Now second is CPU. The full form of CPU is Central Processing Unit. The CPU is primary component of a computer that processes instructions. CPU processes instructions. For example, calculator. We give input to the calculator like 5 plus 10 is equal to 15. So 5 and 10 is input and 15 is our output. So to process these instructions, we use the CPU. All the calculations are done in the CPU so that computer can give us the result. It runs the operating system and applications, constantly receiving input from the user or active software programs. CPU constantly receives input from the user. Like we click on anything, that is input from user. We click from mouse, that is input from the user to the CPU. If any window opens, then it is output. It processes the data and produces the output. It processes our data and it produces the output. For example, if you want to start any game or if you want to start a PowerPoint, then we click on the PowerPoint, that is our input, and then CPU processes that input and opens the PowerPoint in our computer. So that is output. Third point is ALU. ALU is arithmetic and logical unit. It is a part of the computer processor that carries out arithmetic and logical operations. Now what are arithmetic and logical operations? Arithmetic and logical operations are addition, multiplication, subtraction, division are arithmetic and logical operations. On the operands, operands are our input. If I want to add 5 plus 10, then 5 and 10 is the operands. 15 is the output and plus is the operation we done on 5 and 10. So any number that is 5, 10, 15, they all are operands. Plus is the operation and 15 is its output. So to process this addition, subtraction, multiplication, division operations and to get the result, we use arithmetic and logical unit. Arithmetic and logical unit carries out all these operations and gives the result. So this is a diagram of central processing unit on how the CPU works. So it contains control unit and arithmetic and logical unit. For control unit is used for controlling all the operations and arithmetic and logical unit is for addition, multiplication and subtraction. And memory unit is used for, it contains the memory that is used to store the operations, it is used to store the outputs. So input device gives the input to the CPU. CPU processes that input and gives the output on the output device. Like for example calculator, if we type input 5 plus 10, so this is input. It will go to the central processing unit. Central processing unit will process that input and do the operation of addition, and then it gives the output device, and it gives to the output device, that is 15 is the result. So we first give the input and then CPU will process that input and then output device will show that output. Now second is the internal components. Internal components include processor. A processor is a logical circuit that responds and processes the instructions that drive a computer. Now this processor is in motherboard, right? Processor is in motherboard and motherboard is in CPU. So CPU includes this processor, like Intel Pentium is the processor. Processor is used to process the operations. The purpose of computer processor is to do the actual computation done by the computer, which includes managing the computer's memory, handling input from users, sending them output and doing whatever calculations are necessary. So all these operations like managing computer's memory, input from user, sending the output, all these operations are carried out by the processor, that is computer's processor Intel Pentium. This processor is in motherboard and motherboard is in CPU. So CPU includes the processor. Every CPU has different types of processor. Now Intel is the common type of processor. Second is RAM. Now RAM is the full form of RAM is random access memory. It is a memory or information storage in the computer system which is used to store running programs and data for the programs. RAM includes all the running operations, that is background applications. If I open word processor, then PowerPoint, then Notepad simultaneously, then all these processes and all these processes are stored in the one temporary memory, and that is called as RAM. Second point is random access memory is volatile. Volatile means it is temporary. Data is lost when the power is removed. All the data in the RAM will be lost if the power is removed. If I open a notepad and then when I shut down the computer, then this notepad will be removed. So this is stored in the temporary memory, that is in the RAM. RAM stores all the background application. If I open 10 applications simultaneously, then all these applications are stored in the background memory. At a time, we can work on only one application. So all 9 applications will be stored in the background memory, and that is RAM memory. It is volatile, means temporary. If I shut down the computer, then all the data will be removed from the RAM. Third is ROM. ROM is the read-only memory. It is a type of storage medium that permanently stores the data on the computer and other electronic devices. Means RAM stores the permanently data. It contains the programming needed to start a PC boot up process. When I start a PC, then all the instructions need to start the PC will be stored in the ROM. Means ROM is the permanent memory. All the instructions which are needed to boot up the PC are stored in the RAM. RAM stores all the software applications of our computer. Because RAM is read only, ROM is read only, it can't be changed. Means data in the ROM, we can't change the data in the ROM. It is permanent and non-volatile. Non-volatile means permanent. It holds the memory even when the power is removed. Means what? If I remove the power, means if I shut down the computer, then data in the ROM will be saved. So there is a difference between RAM and ROM. RAM is the temporary memory, ROM is the permanent memory. When I shut down the computer, all the data in the RAM will be removed. But when I shut down the computer, all the data in the ROM will be saved. So there is a little difference between RAM and ROM, and all these RAM and ROM memories are located in the computer's motherboard, that is in the central processing unit. These are the chips. Now fourth is the hard disk drive. A hard disk drive, we can also call it as hard drive, HD or HDD, is a non-volatile. Non-volatile means permanent memory, that is a storage device. Like you heard about the pen drive. So pen drive, we store the, why we use pen drive? Because we have to store the data in the pen drive. So this is a permanent data. It is usually installed in the computer, attached directly to the disk controller of the computer's motherboard. Like we can attach hard disk drive to the computer's motherboard. It contains one or more platter. Now platter is the, as you can see in the image, there is a CD type thing, that is a platter, round thing, that is a platter, and all the data like our photos and all, if we save in the hard disk drive, then it is stored in the platter of the hard disk drive. Data is written to the platter using magnetic field which moves rapidly over them as they spin. That magnetic field will be spin, and then all the data that is stored in the hard disk drive will be saved. Like we can use hard disk drive for storing pen drive, for storing the photos, our documents, and this data will be permanent. Means if user deleted the data, then it will be only deleted. So hard disk drive is used to store the data and it is permanent. Even when I shut down the computer, data in the hard disk drive will not be removed.